Good evening to our viewers watching on television and those joining us online across our social media platforms. I am Madana Dork with the Friday, April 10th edition of the Guyana TV9 News. In the headlines tonight, Minister Vindhya Prasad warns weak medical reports are jeopardizing abuse cases, calls for urgent system overhaul. Aircraft crash discovered in Region 8 jungle, no survivors reported. Preventable tragedies. Traffic inspector issued urgent warning as road deaths continue to rise. And government to launch digital passport soon, says President Ali. Now for the news in depth. Minister of Human Services and Social Security Vindhya Prasad is raising serious concerns over the handling of medical documentation in abuse and violence cases, warning that weak or delayed reports are undermining prosecutions and failing victims. Here is more.
Speaking in a recent video statement, the minister stressed that while multiple reports are being received, the integrity and timing of medical examinations remain a crucial point of failure in the justice process. Prasad emphasized that medical reports in cases involving child abuse and adult violence must be completed within strict time frames, warning that delays can render them legally useless. She said this gap is repeatedly weakening cases before they even reach the courtroom.
Now, we have a lot of cases coming, reports coming. I wouldn't deal with the police aspect yet, the medical aspect. We do know when there are cases of child abuse or there are adult cases of violence, medical reports need to be done within a certain time frame. If they're not done within a certain time frame, they have no value.
The minister further noted that sexual violence cases are particularly affected, with complainants often facing unnecessary delays in accessing medical examinations. According to the minister, these delays create vulnerabilities that can compromise evidence. The minister cautioned that incomplete or poorly prepared medical reports are a major reason cases collapse in court, even before they are fully heard. She stressed that missing details cannot be reconstructed later, making them accurately essential.
If a report has gaps, if a report is not sound, the case goes downhill before anything's That's what they depend on. You can't leave things missing from a medical report and hope to go back and remember what happened there. Too many cases go downhill because of poorly written reports and medicals done long after the fact. So I think this needs to be fixed now. We can't wait. This has to be fixed now.
Prasad called for immediate corrective action within the system, insisting that improvements cannot be postponed. She framed the issue as a matter of justice and protection for the most vulnerable in society. She also warned that failure to address these shortcomings amongst the failure of both children and adult victims who rely on the system for protection and justice.
The wreckage of an air services aircraft has been found in the remote forests of Region 8. Authorities say there are no signs of life. GDF Special Forces are conducting recovery operations. The aircraft's sole occupant, a foreign pilot employed by air services, was aboard when it went down. More news after the break. Stay tuned.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Persons eligible for registration must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for their area of residence to apply. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were registered, apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered must collect their new ID cards if they have not yet done so. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gecom.org.gy. GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. If you have moved to a new address since you were registered, you are required to update your address by applying for a transfer to ensure your address is accurate. Where to apply for a transfer? Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to apply for a transfer. When to apply for a transfer? You can apply to have your address updated during this national registration exercise. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. The office hours for GECOM are: permanent registration offices open Monday to Thursdays from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 16 hours 30, and on Fridays from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. A stark warning has been issued by Inspector Prasad of the Guyana Police Force's traffic headquarters as road accidents continue to claim lives and leave families shattered. Speaking from the education section, the officer underscored a troubling reality. Many of the country's road tragedies are not random mishaps, but the direct results of reckless and avoidable behavior. More in this report. Every day, Guyana's roadways become scenes of devastation, twisted metal, shattered glass, and lives permanently altered. According to Inspector Prasad, these incidents often stem from a dangerous combination of impatience, poor judgment, and blatant disregard for traffic laws. The consequences are severe, ranging from life-altering injuries to sudden, irreversible loss.
Everyday accidents occur on our roadways, many of which result in serious injuries or even a loss of life.
The inspector pointed to several recurring causes behind these accidents, including speeding, dangerous driving, distracted driving, and operating vehicles under the influence of alcohol. These behaviors, he stressed, are not isolated mistakes, but patterns that continue to endanger lives daily. Each reckless decision behind the wheels increases the likelihood of tragedy.
In most cases, these accidents are not just unfortunate events, they are preventable. Common causes: speeding, dangerous driving, distracted driving, and even driving under the influence of alcohol. We are appealing to all road users to desist from such behavior and do the right thing. Remember, your safety and the safety of others depend on your patient and responsible driving.
The inspector urged all road users to recognize these parts in the system and act with caution and awareness. According to the inspector, safer roads require collective discipline. Laws alone cannot prevent accidents. Only consistent, responsible behavior can. Prasad called on citizens to abandon risky habits and adopt a culture of patience and respect on the road. Adana Dork, Guyana TV9 News. The process of applying for a Guyanese passport is set to become significantly easier as the government prepares to launch an online portal aimed at improving access and reducing delay. Here's more.
President Dr. Irfanali, speaking recently, said progress is being made on moving passport applications online, with key technical and institutional steps nearing completion. This initiative is part of a broader push to digitize public services alongside efforts to introduce a national electronic payment system and modernize healthcare through technology. A major step involves finalizing arrangements with a biometric processing agency similar to those for international visa applications to support the new system.
So they're now moving to there are a number of things that has to be completed. You know, we have Guyanese all over the world. So right now, if you want a visa for some countries, you have to do this biometrics at an agency. So they are now completing that relationship. And I would say within a month, we should be closer to that.
At the same time, the government is advancing a national payment system built around e-wallets, with several commercial banks expected to roll out their own digital payment platforms soon.
We're also working on a national payment system. So we are advancing work on a national payment system with the e-wallet. I know many banks are now ready to launch theirs. In the coming days, I think we'll be launching some from some of the banks. But an entire national system, I've given them a time frame of 6 months. We are going to, next week, launch an aggressive program throughout the region.
President Ali emphasized that all systems will be integrated, pointing to advancements in healthcare, such as real-time digital access to X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans within a global network. These developments build on earlier digital initiatives, including e-gates at CJIA, mobile apps for farmers, and the Guyana Digital School, all part of a wider strategy to improve services, expand opportunities, and better connect citizens to government resources.
Chief Planning Officer at the Ministry of Education, Mishak White Griffith, is urging parents to provide stronger emotional support for their children during the examination period, stressing that performance at the National Grade 6 Assessments and GSA does not determine a child's long-term future. Speaking on the issue, White Griffith made it clear that NGSA should be viewed strictly as a placement exam, not a final judgment on a student's potential. She reminded parents that the students who sit the assessment this year will enter secondary school in September and will have another opportunity to demonstrate their academic ability when they write the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) examinations in 5 years. She emphasized that students are already under significant pressure and warned parents against adding to that burden. According to her, children are aware of the importance of the exam and are concerned about meeting expectations from both parents and teachers.
What I would like to remind parents for NGSA, it's only a placement exam. It does not determine or seal your child's fate at this age. When your child completes that exam and they enter high school in September, in 5 years they will write CXE. Well, and they will thrive. Encourage them. They are working. Do not make it a burden because they're already under the pressure.
Turning her attention to students preparing for CSEC examination, White Griffith noted that this stage is more critical as it directly impacts access to tertiary education and future opportunities. However, she encouraged students to remain focused and make full use of the resources available to them. She pointed out that students already have access to key tools for success, including their syllabuses and past examination papers, and urged those who may have fallen behind to refocus their efforts in the final weeks.
Yes, you are working, and this is an important exam because now it determines your ability to access tertiary education and to move forward. So if you were not working before, take a breath and don't look back. Be focused. You have your syllabus, you have your past papers, everything you need to succeed, you have access to.
White Griffith also highlighted measures implemented by the Ministry of Education to support students during this period. She explained that additional tents have been set up and more targeted academic assistance is being provided, particularly in subject areas where weaknesses are identified during mock examinations. These interventions, she said, are intended to ensure that students enter the examination room feeling calm, prepared, and confident as they complete this critical phase of their academic journey. Adana Dorek, Ghana TV9 News. More news after the break. Stay tuned.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, prime time, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamaha Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Turning to regional news, an American man was arrested in the Bahamas after his wife vanished during a boat trip, has denied wrongdoing through his attorney. Authorities continue investigating the disappearance of Lynette Hooker, who reportedly fell overboard. Police, along with the U.S. Coast Guards, are conducting ongoing search and investigative operations. Internationally, Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon have killed at least 14 people, raising fears over the fragile U.S.-Iran ceasefire. President Joseph Aoun said 13 security personnel died when a government building in Nibatia was hit. The attacks have intensified regional tensions and prompted warnings of wider escalation. Those are our major headlines for tonight's newscast. For more trending stories, follow us at our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube platforms at GUI TV9. I'm Adana Dark. Thanks for watching.